Today is March 24th. This is the actual 70th anniversary of Operation Varsity. It's about 8:15 in the morning. We're about to head over to the landing zone. They actually landed about 10 in the morning. This is our hotel called House Duden, and this was the actual headquarters of the 194th Glider Infantry Regiment after they secured the area and the city of Wesel. This is our hotel is also. So there'll be more from the landing zones. We're going to be heading over there in a few minutes. It's actually in a very quiet area, rather rural, not near the city, and actually some of the landing zones are not very far from this hotel.
See the two countries that landed here. The northern part was the British and the Canadians, and the Scottish and the Welsh, of course, and the southern part was the American. And from the American zone, we are now in landing zone S. So we're only in a little part of the whole varsity thing, which took place within 7 square kilometers only. That is 3 miles, 3.5 square miles, something. That is very, very narrow. That is why hundreds of gliders landed on these fields here. And if you look at the fields, you can see they're stretched out very far. Even behind there's a large field. Behind the trees, a large field. So they picked the right spots. But as you can see, the power lines, and I'll show you in pictures later, they were there too. Yeah, but of course these are modern ones. But they have 3 types: the big ones, the middle type ones, and there are, which you can see here right now, small ones next to the houses. But they were here during the varsity. So if you ever see a book on Normandy, and you see a lot of power lines and on gliders, it's probably varsity. Yes. Sometimes in films as well, footage you see.
This is the power lines.
You see a lot of power lines.
Landing zone S. Yost said the people that lived here on the farm during Operation Varsity still own this and live here.
Discussing about what happened, she was talking German, he was talking American, and I was sort of in between, matching, translating, and it was as if they understood each other. Yeah. And what happened there, I'll tell you when we get there. But first of all, this very spot is very important. I'll show you a very important picture. That is why I said yesterday I work with the Bible. This is the Bible from here, and as you can see, these black pages are black from working for the 17th part. So on page, I think it was 344,
especially when your hands are full.
Important 343. You can see the glider that landed, and again, it's been. This is in German, but again, in my translation, you can read all about it. And this barn, if you look closely to the barn, it's built up from 1945. There's 25 different types of stones where that barn is built up from, and that is because the people, right after varsity, they needed to start a new life again. And what they did is they went to Wesel, which was bombed, with, I don't know, how do you call it, the farmer's wheelbarrow. Walked 6 kilometers, 5 kilometers to Wesel to bring stones back and build up this barn again.
So this place was not bombed.
It was.
It was.
It was. It was bombed.
So the barn was destroyed.
And the thing is, actually in the barn, there is a hayloft built of a glider floor, which I discovered 5 years ago. Normally, the Roller family has the key of the barn, but since a year, some local guys have their car shop inside on weekends, so they have a key. But at the end of this 2-hour tour, we will be back here, and the guy is here, so I can show you the floor.
Cool.
Probably, not
That
sure,
one.
probably from this glider.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Holland, they used hulls of gliders for barns, for hay, and they used the fabric to build new barns and houses and
We
stuff.
found one in the United States though, where they took it, and the museum we were at found it from somebody who had taken an old glider. It wasn't one that had been here, but it was the same frame,
Yeah,
and turned it into a camping trailer.
yeah.
And then they had taken it and deconstructed most of it and then put it in this museum.
In Holland, a friend of mine near Arnhem has a glider museum, and he has pictures of a lady who died 3 years ago. She lived from the war until now. She lived in a glider. She was very poor, and she had, but sometimes if you come over to Holland, I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay, let's Normandy as well. There's still the buildings are still the same. You have old pictures. You can see. Oh, that was here. Okay, so let's walk on. Family, and the lady was 24 at the time. And if you look very carefully on the wall, you see that garden hose. It's wrapped around a tank wheel. It's a German tank wheel. It's probably a Sturmgeschütz. I'm not that very good but it is something from the war. See? And that's what people uses. We are now doing the 194 area, but if we go to the 513 area, there's a particular house where Stryker got his medal. They build up you can see it in my translation, they build up a fence of glider poles, like landing gear. They used everything.
Yep.
So the Roller family, so I think have built a new part on the side, see with different stones, and there's a whole lot of different stones there, bricks made. This farm was used as a medic post. The lady told me that in their kitchen, the Americans came there, they threw out all the furniture, and the people had to move because they had to put the wounded in there. So this was a medic post. As said, we will return here.
The sun's coming out a little better, and this is one of the main landing zones for the 194th. It's a very large field.
Um 10 Uhr kommen die Leute hier. Und dann enden wir, kommen wir wieder zurück mit dieser Gruppe. Und dann um 10:30 kommt eine neue Gruppe, kommen wir hier mit den Blumen. Und dann bleibt der Mann auch noch offen und dann schließt
That
er
road
wieder
in the
ab.
middle is where we're
Die
standing.
Tür ist offen, aber
And this is the
unten ist offen, aber oben nicht.
farm.
Ich glaube,
If you can
kannst du
see
mal
on
probieren?
this, all the gliders in this field.
Van de ersten Segler auf
Glider part.
Glider part.
This is what I remember from my friend's museum. This is a connection point between wooden parts.
Here was wood.
Yeah.
Yes.
The wooden part.
But that's rotten away, of course, and that is a part of an American anti-tank mine.
Anti-tank mine. Also don't know of English.
And
Trittteller auf Deutsch.
Tritel, yeah, and it's an anti-tank mine. If you step on it, boom,
Oh my.
then you go. And the fields are full of this stuff here.
When as you plow, and then it comes up.
A few years ago,
Who's he?
the
Who's he?
owner of the fields was
For
make the
auto
films up
mechanic?
for
Or-
the
okay.
proceedings, and it's give a metal rattle behind him, and a lot of old artillery grenades came up.
Yeah, that's right. They were there and there
All
in the fields. Yeah.
Jos, can you hold that up?
Wherever you look in the fields, they are full of
Thank you.
old stuff.
So those of you that know Rial on the tour with us,
Real.
that's what he does. He's in the British Army.
On the Belgium.
Or Belgium, sorry, Belgium. I got the B part. The Belgian Army, and he, whenever they find anything, his team goes out and retrieves them
you wanna hold
and
it? You wanna-
takes care of demolition of them.
It's very light. It's aluminum.
Part numbers.
Look at the rivets
Find them
on
in
the
the
side.
internet.
Yeah, my father's family is from England and make aluminum.
Just my mom did.
know,
She
isn't
was
it amazing?
Rosie the Riveter. She built
Oh, wow.
the B-17s in Seattle.
Good.
She was a
Wow,
riveter.
anybody want to
Rosie the Riveter,
Yeah,
yeah.
she was a Rosie the Riveter. Built the B-17s.
So we're actually here now. Wanna harass her?
These are fragments from a
Fragments.
U.S. grenade.
Yes, here, can you see it?
Walking out.
It's from a pinnacle grenade.
And you found that in the building over
In
there.
the wooden floor,
In the wooden
there was a fist large
You read about the Roller Farm, and the name is still on.
and it's an old floor, there are wood, and then there's mud between the layers, and in the mud I found them with a magnet.
They're the same age.
Wow. So all that's in the.
I only got his hand up.
That's a reduced rate. Farmhouse here. There's some other ones.
Yeah. There was one building that we went
Oh ja, anders kommen wir sind hier noch in einer Stunde, anderthalb Stunde sind wir wieder hier. Aber das können wir vielleicht noch mal gucken. Weil die sind wir dann auch. Man braucht sie nicht. Son of Frau Wohler.
The 94-year-old.
Yes.
The 94, she's not 94 jetzt schon. Aber sie haben keine Schlüssel von dem Steuer. Ja, 10:15 Uhr. Also wir möchten uns nur die Büchse ansehen mit den Schrauben und dann
Yeah.
stuff.
That's like something Dad would do.
These were canisters for what?
Gas masks, German gas masks.
Wow.
You see,
Just find them in the field.
You could still see it's got the olive drab color-like thing here. Was war hier drin?
Keine Ahnung, ich habe den Krieg nicht mitgemacht.
I asked him what was in here. He said, I don't know. I wasn't in the war. What I recollect from the reenactors, they have the stuff to, the cream.
Yeah.
So you can still see, still that. Very much, you see that very much on pictures in World War II, especially in the beginning.
Wow. Yeah.
Das sieht aus wie
First time.
das sieht aus wie ein